Joined post-game by Martin Grubb on Sharks TV. Martin, 9-0 victory tonight. Happy enough after that one?
Wee bit
Happy.
Yeah, no, you know what I thought we were a wee bit slow in the first period and a wee bit wasteful. I think you could see a lack of ice time, the championships and stuff that's been on here. We were trying to be too cute in and around the net, and just to let them hang around a little bit when we created chances, which was a positive, and I told the players that. But you know, I just thought we were just wasting chances, and in some games that can come back and bite you. So we had a little frank conversation at the end of the first. We asked for a little bit more. And I thought we're much better. I mean, we were good in the second and third. We moved the puck around well. Our PK was good. Our PP still keep a lot of the puck, but we could do. We've been a bit more clinical in the PP. But I guess, you know, it probably sounds a bit harsh because when you win 9-0, you should be happy. Credit to Blackburn, you know, they never went away. I thought they kept working right to the end. I actually thought Alex Oldale had a really good game for them in net. He made some really good saves. And at the other side, it was nice to see Cal get that shutout and comprehensive for us.
Yeah. I mentioned a few times in commentary that the power play, as you picked on there, maybe wasn't as successful as you'd hoped, but there was a couple of very patient build-ups, and I think two of the goals were about a second or two after the penalty expires. I think that just kind of shows the team, they were there and thereabouts. Obviously, the stats don't look as good, they don't look as pretty on it, but it's there and thereabouts. It's about in the right area, and then, you know, 1 or 2 seconds later, the puck's in the back of the net and the boys are firing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had some good looks. I think that was the key, and you're right, Owen, that the patience is. And I mean, technically it's not a PP goal, but I think the guy probably wasn't even into the zone yet for the box, and so it's ultimately, you know, it's obviously about scoring goals. And I thought we moved it well. I think that there was that little bit, a couple of weeks worth of lack of practice and just being a bit sharper on it. We actually moved some of the stuff around tonight, and obviously rolling 4 lines. It's sometimes a wee bit difficult for players to just actually find the rhythm, but definitely, I mean, we're definitely patient with that puck. We definitely look to try and make sure one of the keys on our power play is just not shooting for the sake of shooting. I know everybody looks at, you know, get pucks to the net. It's only a good puck going to the net if you've got traffic there, and I think we've got one with Kieran Hare. I think actually Ross Murray and Kieran Hare both got a double tip on the shot. Like that kind of shot's a good shot. So yeah, we've got to be patient. We've got to carve out the right opportunity. Again, we could have probably had a couple more. Funded me for a couple of Oldale saves in the PP as well. So, albeit not firing maybe quite as much as we'd like. Obviously, we've got pretty high standards. So, but we're still scoring goals. And as I say, if it means it's a second or 2 after that, we'll take it every game. If that's what it means, we're winning games.
Yeah. Finn Page joins us tonight. Kind of news broke through Fife putting out a statement on a 2-way for the remainder of the season, I believe.
Yes.
How did that one come about? And can you tell us a wee bit more about him for maybe anybody that's not looked into him as much as I have in the last couple of hours before the game there to find out as much as we can about him?
Yeah, you know, I spoke to Todd Dutium originally after I was up at the Belfast game, Hogmanay, predominantly about Scotty and kind of how we were going to fit our schedule and their schedule. He's been doing a really good job for them, and we had a long conversation, and he had asked about Finn. They like him, it's a long-term project for him, but he wasn't really playing a lot there. And he needed game time, and then I spoke to Jeff Hutchins the last couple of days, who had basically asked if we could take him. They trusted us and our club and our coaching with his development. They just needed game minutes. You know, obviously I've known Finn. He was in our thoughts for GB the last couple of years, and to be fair to Finn, unfortunately for him with the whole pandemic, he couldn't get over with the lack of travel for us to get a proper look. So I knew about him, and it was at the time we thought Kel might have been out a little bit longer. So we thought business end of the season, you never know, you're going to get injuries, suspensions, unavailability. So it would be wrong of us probably to turn down that kind of player. You know, in regards Finn, it's probably certainly people that were here tonight will see, you know, he could skate. He's good on the puck. He's a big body. Quite likes the physical side of the game. And to be honest, he just needs that game time and coach now into the systems and the tactics of the higher level, because it's difficult for any young player to be thrown into that elite level with minimal minutes. So we're happy to have him here. Again, he'll do a job for us. I thought he actually played really well tonight.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think the players that didn't know him straight away have all commented he's a positive guy, such a positive guy, and a really good teammate. So he's slotted in seamlessly already. And we'll discuss with Fife the kind of availability and our needs and their needs, and kind of much like we do with Scotty. And obviously we started this before with Liam in Glasgow, Johnny's obviously in Dundee, Kel's in Belfast, and I think it's very positive for us as a club that elite league teams are now coming to us and recognising what we do and trusting us to develop some of their players. We get a bit of benefit from it, and it gives our young guys a long-term goal, and obviously they get something out of it because they get game time and they can potentially get them back. So, I think it'd be a good pickup.
Yeah, I was certainly impressed with him tonight. As you say, skates well, carries the puck well. What really did impress me was a couple of hits up on the blue line, and it was like these guys were skating into brick walls. He just bounced off them. A big lad at 6'2" and really held his ground, which was good to see. And obviously a welcome lineup, as you say, to kind of bolster the squad going into this business end of the season.
For sure, he likes the physical side. And I think adding not just Finn, but then you look at adding Ross Connolly a couple of weeks ago. We now have a bit of size that I'm going to say we were missing, but the size and physicality is never a bad thing. Certainly when you play against certain teams. So I like the look of the lineup now.
Yep. Moving on to next week now. Couple of away games coming up. We're away to D-side next Saturday, and then it's a D-side and Widnes double header the following week. I think I've got them the right way round. Tough rinks to go into. D-side first loss tonight on home ice to Whitley, 10-2. What's the kind of preparation? Obviously, World Championships are now over, so we've got a wee bit more ice time for training this week.
Actually,
hopefully.
We lose ice now for 2 full weeks. We managed to squeeze a couple of sessions in on the rest days, but now we don't have anything. The rink has to turn around this main arena into the Scottish Curling Championship. So
right, okay.
We lose the building completely for now for 2 weeks. So we're going to be kind of nomads, but we've got a couple of slots lined up in other rinks that we'll be able to train and just get the boys together. And ultimately, as we've discussed already tonight, it's 3 games now that we've just got to go and find a way to win.
Yep.
I thought we were very good in winning this last week. A really high standard there. So if we can go and do the same, both in D-side and Widnes in the next 3 games, then ultimately that's what it's got to be. And if it's a scrappy, ugly game that we win hockey games in, that will do us as well. And then after that, we'll get the ice back and we'll be able to really focus on that.
Get Nottingham the first game back home, isn't it? In 3 weeks tonight.
And then really focus obviously on that running. But now this next couple of weeks, it's just getting the job done. D-side's a hard place to go. If I'm honest, I was surprised at the margin of the score tonight, just because they've done so well, obviously at home.
Yeah.
Widnes, I think, will be a different kettle of fish under Joe. Really pleased that he's took that job for him, but I think they might be a difficult team to play against. So, as I say, we'll go. We've got 3 games now before we're back home. We need to win all 3 of them and just keep doing what we're doing, focus on ourselves, and hopefully then come back with a bang in 3 or 4 weeks' time here.
Yep, cool. You touched on last week a very well-rounded performance I've heard in Widnes, which takes us through to the cup final. Have we any dates?
No. We have limited chances to move things. Billingham are the same. There's even been muted them playing on a Friday night and just trying and get the games going. To be credit to Billingham, they're obviously trying to get them happening as well. And even the IHA are obviously involved. So it's been difficult at the moment, and there's not really any kind of room that we could fit in without disrupting other teams. So I think now it will probably go to the IHA, the NHL Management Committee, and have to say, right, they're going to have to take a stand somewhere and potentially move some fixtures around. Obviously, we've got, that 25th was our kind of home leg that we penciled in. I think Billingham got ice a week before, so it might be instead of 1 weekend, it might be split over 2. But I think both. I mean, the key is, unlike, I know we've seen stuff before, but unlike the last cup thing we've seen, both teams want to play it. Both teams want to crack on with that, and obviously both teams want to win it. So I'm sure we'll get that done, and hopefully there'll be news soon.
Good, thank you, and I'm sure we'll hear whenever there is. The club are good at keeping us up to date. Thank you for your time tonight, Martin. Well done on the win, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Great, thank you very much, guys.
Cheers.